Greetings from California.
And greetings from New York.
And I have to give a special shout out to my home, New York, because they do it right. They do it right. I want to wish everyone that can hear the sound of my voice a happy Indictment Day.
Oh, yeah.
The
Yeah.
Southern District of New York, Letitia James, honey, she coming for that butt, that wide, flat butt.
Yep. Ain't no mountain high enough. Ain't no valley low enough.
It took a minute. They have that case airtight. The Southern District of New York has a 95% conviction rate. They are people I do not want to tangle with. And when you've run out of lawyers because you haven't paid them for the past 20 years, I don't know who's going to defend you. But I know this is going to be a circus that I'm going to eat off of. I can't wait.
Yes. I mean, ask Jen Shaw.
Who actually got a year off her sentence.
Look at that.
If Salt Lake's still on, she might be able to catch it.
I don't think Salt Lake's going to be on that long. I don't even know if the Earth's going to be here that long. But yes, I was very excited about the indictment. I mean, social media, just the memes, everything. I mean, it just deserves a good old witch cackle.
I want to know what Hillary had for breakfast this morning. That's what I want to know. Well, how do you celebrate with a breakfast like that? Did she go to Cracker Barrel? Did she make some pancakes herself? Because I know she just has to be just humming around the house. They just
right? Lock up who? Who?
I know I was happy this morning. I had a little pep in my step making my sandwich. I was like, why am I so happy? Oh, that's right, the indictment. I'm going to be grooving on that all weekend.
The satisfaction I will get seeing him cuffed and a guilty verdict, him going to jail, even if it's for a year or two. Like, look, that means he cannot run for president.
Yes.
Well, you can't be a convicted felon running for president, right?
Yep. Once you get that felony, you cannot run for president anymore.
And did you see Lindsey Graham, or AKA Lady G, like just sticking up for Trump? What does this man have on you?
I don't know. Why would you care at this point? Why aren't you retired? Why are you still there? Go enjoy all the money you have pilfered from the American people. Get on your yacht.
As well as those call boys.
Get on your yacht with the call boy. Just get the fuck out our face. Good Lord. These oldsters in Congress, go enjoy your money. Go, get out. Get out. We need term limits. Retire. You actually have a retirement plan and your ass here working. Everybody out here scratching, striving, trying to survive to get a retirement plan. Y'all got one. You still up in the office. Get out.
There should be a 10-year term limit.
After that, you're done. You're done. Thank you for your services.
Correct. But where to begin? Because this week, this was a muffin basket of a week for us. You know what? I am tired of the escape drama, though. It just feels endless, and it's not going to end anytime soon until the SWV show ends.
And even then, it will continue to go on until Tamika gets her $30,000 plus taxes.
Right. But even on Tamika's side, I'm just like, girl, at this point, sue her.
She could sue her, and that way she wouldn't have to press criminal charges. But that would still be a pretty big case because this wouldn't be small claims.
It's not?
No, it's too small claims normally ends at around 5,000. Once we're dealing with over 30, that's big court.
Yeah.
Over 30 and taxes. So we're looking at like 45 minimum.
They need some type of like arbitration meeting between their lawyers or something to handle this.
I could see that. Maybe that's what Tamika should do. Just send off a letter through your lawyer. I mean, you have all the evidence.
Because it is sad. I mean, you're doing this with someone like you grew up with, but look, they stole from you.
It's not like, I kept the change.
Mm-hmm.
$30,000. It's not like I took the last slice of pie. $30,000. That's grand larceny.
So Tamika earlier in the week, she dropped like a whole 30-minute video?
Yes, 18 minutes.
18 minutes. She had all the receipts. I think she had Tiny Mama behind her explaining everything in detail, like airtight, like like the Trump case. Latasha, she did ask for it because she was trying to get on her Candy Burrs, trying to make jokes and shit.
She said, I'll just wait for my apology because, she lies. And she's like, okay, all right, you caught me in one lie.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was defending your flat butt.
Exactly. Damn, like she posted like so many documents and like the checks, the address.
Exhibits A through J.
So
And then she also posted the fake phone number that was messaging her that sounded exactly like Rocky did on Tasha K's interview. I mean, down to the misspellings.
And he even incriminated himself talking to Tasha K, saying that they had the checks mixed up.
Yes, he was saying that, oh, well, Tamika was getting Latasha's money because Latasha was writing, so it really didn't matter. If that was going on, then why wouldn't you just have straightened out the checks? But you see, Tamika never got a check. I could see a company confusing the sisters. That could happen. I could see the mail getting confused. That could happen too. But that means Tamika would have gotten a check. Tamika didn't get any checks.
Oh boy. I mean, and definitely I think Tamika's being nice because I think it was probably over 30K.
Probably, because it went on for some time because Tiny's mama explained that, oh yeah, we had to call them and find out where several checks had gone. And the only way that we could get the money back from them is if we prosecuted.
So then literally right before, we got on here, y'all, Latasha dropped a video.
She dropped a video and she dropped a few tears. But what she didn't drop was anything believable. Latasha, you are a three-dimensional human being, yet you are see-through. I don't know how that works because you have mass and density, yet and still I can see through you like thin air. It is obvious the only reason you now want to work it out with your sister is because public opinion has hung you out to dry. You have lost your case in the court of public opinion, dear. No one is going to buy gospel music from someone so unholy. I mean, stealing from your sister. What would Jesus say?
I think Motown Gospel got a hold of her and was like, listen, you need to fix this because like I said in my review, like you can have a record deal, but are you going to sell records?
Exactly. And you can get dropped from your label very, very quickly.
And you can be dropped with debt as well, owing the label for putting money into you because you have to pay that back.
Oh, yeah. That's how Escape ended up not having any money the first time around. And that's why Tiny and Candy started writing.
I mean, those tears were rolling in that video. And then the snot, like, oh my God, like it was a whole thing. Like when she wiped her nose, it was so nasty. I was like, girl.
Well, she's so nasty, stealing $30,000 from her sister. I couldn't think of anything nastier. I mean, that is foul.
She was on her Viola Davis in that video.
No, she can't act that well. She was crying. Those were real tears, but it's because she's getting clowned. She put up a little snippet of her song on TikTok and everybody was doing a remix to it called Pay Your Sister.
Mm-hmm.
And they was singing on that remix too. Hit her with the Venmo. Come on through with the PayPal. You gotta pay. Yep.
You should have did yours.
I like to sing along to good music, and hers simply wouldn't qualify.
That's fair.
I don't have to jump on a track with a thief.
At this point, I'm just like, what can Tamika say now? Like, what is going to happen? How are they going to move forward? Even though how we feel about Latasha, they're still sisters at the end of the day. They're family. I'm thinking later down the line, they can fix this. I'm not sure with the husband that she has, though. I think as long as the husband's in the picture, it's going to be really hard.
The husband is always going to be a problem, but I am afraid that Tasha has done so much damage to herself that she's always going to blame Tamika for this. Tamika put the nail in the coffin, but this show made us not like Latasha. We saw her for what she was. I feel like she's always going to blame Tamika for this because that gospel career has pretty much stopped before it started. Grand opening, grand closing. I mean, we can shut the door on that. Ain't nobody, any music that she's put out, nobody's listening to, nobody's trying to hear it. The show did the exact opposite that she wanted it to do. I don't think there's any fixing this because this was supposed to be her big moment, her going solo, and now she was going to step into the light of the Lord, and God cut the light out on your bullshit.
She did not foresee this, but I'm really confused because, I mean, she knew what happened during the season. Like, she knew this was going to air. Did she think they weren't going to, like, air it just because her mom said, cut the cameras, dead ass?
You never know what's going to make it to air because Candy was like, there's a whole bunch more stuff that should come out, but won't because it gets too deep. I think they should have given them a full 16 episodes, maybe 20.
No, that is too much. Like, SWV could be like, oh, bye, y'all. Bye.
We finally got something good and juicy and meaty, real drama on Bravo. We haven't had that in darn near 5 years.
Well, the ratings still haven't gotten over 500K in a night, even though, you know, those are live ratings. It's more so like a 0.45, but it may be more like once they add in all the DVR data and stuff like that.
Wow. I mean, with everybody talking about it, they've got to have more than 500,000 people watching it, because, or at least if everybody watches it, everybody gets online with their opinion.
Well, we are still in a Twitter bubble sometimes, and like, it's not Vanderpump Rules or Below Deck. Like, these are like, this is Black people news.
True, but this is also, I feel like they are just as big as Below Deck or Vanderpump Rules.
I would say the Housewives are of Atlanta, but okay. I don't think Escape and SWV. And speaking of groups, well, before I say that, Latasha, she will never be in Escape again. Like, Escape is a trio now.
Like Destiny's Child.
We can all agree on that. But I was posing a question to some of my friends because of girl groups. And I normally said that in the conversation of girl groups, Escape is normally not in the conversation. So my top 3 girl groups are TLC, SWV, and Destiny's Child. What are your top 3 girl groups?
I would say SWV, All Saints, and
the Supremes.
Actually, that's exactly who I was thinking. Or Martha and the Vandellas.
Is that the one? Oh yeah, wait a minute, Mr.
Postman. Yep. And then wait, I'm trying to think, who did Heat Wave? Whenever I'm with you, something inside. Yeah, I love them. I love them. That's me and my grandma rocking out.
I know you're an old soul, that's why. But yes, my point is, it was just like, Escape really isn't in the conversation like that, and there's no shade to them, but y'all let me know in the comments, who are y'all top 3 favorite girl groups, and is Escape one of them? You know, because normally I hear In Vogue, SWV, TLC, or, you know, Destiny's Child, Spice Girls, like just a combination of those. But you never hear Escape. So
most of the groups you talked about have sales over 10 million rather than under.
That's true.
This show is brought to you by BetterHelp. I remember the first time I performed on stage doing stand-up, and I discovered I was funny. It was one of the best moments of my life. However, then I had to realize, oh crap, I've got to build a career around this now, and I have no idea how to do it. So I went back to school, I asked for help, I've taken many different classes, and now here we are. Getting to know yourself can be a lifelong process. BetterHelp can give you the tools to get to know yourself better, and BetterHelp will give you the tools to manage this new information about yourself and get the most out of it. I know I have benefited a lot from BetterHelp. I've used it for procrastination. It's helped me with grief. And now it's helping me through my midlife crisis because it can kick your butt. All you have to do is go to betterhelp.com, fill out a quick questionnaire, and you'll be matched with a therapist in under 48 hours. You can choose from many different therapists with many different specialties. So whatever problem you're having, BetterHelp has you covered. It's entirely online, completely convenient, and suited to fit your schedule. And you can switch therapists at any time with no additional charge.
So discover your potential with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/roast today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/roast. So let's get into this Atlanta trailer. Now, I was a little surprised. They shut me up. Like, they really brought in. And Bravo's marketing team isn't that great. Like, the ladies do it well on their own.
That is true. I think they're letting them do it on their own. They're like, you know what? We can't even compare to y'all. They have more followers. They know how to stir that turd.
Right. Because that photo shoot, I think this time, like, the ladies were more so in charge of it than Bravo was.
They're tired of crappy pictures. They did one good year with that navy blue photo, and it's been downhill ever since. I want to know who, because that year, Atlanta and Beverly Hills had like Vanity Fair photo shoots where they just looked spectacular. It was like an Oscar campaign. Why can't we bring that back?
Well, they were getting good ratings back then.
Oh, that's true.
But yeah, so the new season, it starts May 7th. I'm ready for the mess. Like, I guess we can go down the line. So with Kenya, she looks like activated. She's not the villain, but she throws the shade.
She's Kenya. I'm happy for her evolution. Her being the villain was getting tiring, so it's nice to see a newer, happier Kenya. And she got another hired man this season.
Right. You know, of the Caucasian persuasion.
She gonna say this could be another Mr. Moore. I don't know about that girl. That last one wasn't nothing to brag about.
And did you see Marlo say she been with him already?
Who hasn't Marlo been with? I mean, fortunately, she ain't with none of the men we with, but I don't know. I mean, you have lived in Atlanta. I'm sure y'all have crossed streams, so to speak.
I've met Marlo before. I mean, she's very nice. So I really have nothing bad to say about her.
Is her voice that deep in real life?
It is. I waited on her and her assistant. This was in New York, though.
Oh.
So Candy was actually activated in the trailer as well. Yeah, Candy headbutt Burris. I'm like, headbutt that bit. Like, I'm just like, okay, all right. There was 2 times that we got Candy almost activated. Because you know Marlo, she does it with ease.
Yeah, Marlo has the knack of just getting under people's skin. I have that knack too. It's like we can just walk into a room and it's just certain people. It's something about our vibration. They can't take us.
Well, you get under Carlos King's skin.
No, his speech impediment gets under his skin. I just bring it up.
Also, Marlon was like, oh, here go Candy again with the tears. I'm crying because I'm gonna choke your ass out. I just want, like, just fight. Just fight, Candy. But I guess she got too much to lose.
Too much money. That's a lawsuit waiting to happen. Honestly, with as much money as Candy has, I couldn't imagine being upset.
Right, but Marlo will say just the thing to do that.
I would laugh at Marlo. I would laugh at poor people. So I would be laughing at Marlo all the way to the bank. Anytime she says, prostitutes are funny. That's all you have to say to Marlo. Whenever she says something cute, oh, prostitutes are so funny. Which John did you get that from?
At first, I didn't want the whole cast to come back, but they proved me wrong. I think the problem was they kept switching the cast out. So now they actually found their groove, at least according to the trailer.
We're still looking at Sheree Whitfield, and I don't know why. And then she's bringing on Martell Holt from Love and Marriage. Are you serious? Carlos King, I know you're behind this.
Not only is she bringing on Martell, she's bringing on Kim Zolciak too.
Why does she insist on hanging out with a racist.
Kim wants back on the show because, she's losing her house or she needs money to keep her house.
I don't give a fuck what Kim Zolciak wants. Put her out on the street. You done run through all of Croy's money? Damn, you should have stayed with Big Papa.
I mean, we got Lisa Wu back, Deshaun Snow,
Ooh.
your favorite.
What? Carry my bags to the Hilton? I didn't say I was staying at the Hilton. Who said I was staying at the Hilton? Deshaun Snow? Who is that?
Look, I mean, we got some legacy nostalgic throwbacks.
Legacy? A one-season wonder is not a legacy. And I have to wonder why you were on for that one season. That's why you are a one-season wonder. At least, what is this? They just getting all the Carlos King rejects.
I mean, of course, Sheree was the one that organized this.
Because she ain't got nothing else going on with her life. Why don't you talk about your lesbian lover?
I mean, the only person that was missing, I think, was Nene. And they would have had the originals.
Well, Nene's off not working.
Oh, there was one thing that Sheree said that really stood out in the trailer. Because when Candy had that shooting at her restaurant.
We don't know if we're getting biscuits or bullets.
I screamed.
All right, Sheree, it took you a couple years, but all right.
And I'm sure it's the first time Candy heard that.
Oh, I'm sure too, because Sheree loves to keep her shade for the confessional.
Yes.
Now, do you call them interviews or confessionals? Because they call them interviews. I still call them confessionals.
Confessionals.
Okay, they call them interviews. And I've noticed that. I'm like, why are we not calling them confessionals? Like, you're not in front of anybody, so you're confessing to the camera what you were actually thinking, but didn't say.
Right.
An interview is when Sissy Smollett sits down with Robin Roberts and lies about being the gay Tupac.
And then last but not least, we get to Drew Sidora, and they will be covering her divorce.
That's last and least.
I mean, we all saw it coming. Hopefully, she'll come out of this great, but I know it's going to be a nasty divorce between them.
When you got to put a man on the street, it's going to get nasty. He's going to fight over the house. He's going to try to get her housewife's salary. He's going to go lower than Penelope Thomas Bailey. This fool's going to try to run Drew's pockets. Oh, God, do they have a child together?
They have 2 kids together, and she was trying to get him to adopt her first son, which thankfully he didn't.
Well, they already got 2 together, so she gonna pay child support. This is gonna be like Sherry Shepherd's divorce, except she didn't order a baby and try to return to sender.
You can't be talking about Sherry Shepherd because I might be going on her show next week.
She's not watching. She thinks the world is flat. And she said that on television. She said it. Like, I'm only saying what she said on The View. Barbara had to give her some books.
Moving on, I forgot to mention Cynthia will be making an appearance as well, which I'm glad to see Cynthia.
I mean, she doesn't have anything else to do.
And she's been filming on Beverly Hills.
Good for her. I'm actually interested to see how that will work out. And I'm glad that they're now starting to have like the housewives intermingle, like different cities intermingle. I want to see that kind of drama.
So continuing with Atlanta news, this was a shocking story that came out. Eva has divorced from her husband they made it 5 years. They got married on the show in 2018, I believe.
Yep.
I did not see that coming. Like, he seemed like a fairy tale for her.
He seemed like a nice guy that could pay a bill. That's what I liked about him. And also like unattractive enough to where ain't nobody really trying to run up on him. So that's the perfect, second marriage husband. He's like the Honda of husbands, nothing fancy, but you can get a good 250,000 miles out that ass. That's what I'm looking for. Nothing fancy, but drive smooth. All you got to do, give it an oil change, a couple brake pads, keep you moving.
Remember when she came on with her man and she swore she was going to be like the first lady of Atlanta and he was going to like win the mayor race?
Oh, yes. or was it Houston?
No, it was Atlanta. He was running for mayor of Atlanta.
Oh, she should have known he wasn't going to win that. I think it's Eva's blow up. Her show, All the Queen's Men, is doing really well on BET. She's been picking, yeah. Yeah, it's gone from BET Plus, now it's on BET. They're having it for a couple more seasons. She's really getting her actress on. And I could see her having to spend more time in LA or more time in Atlanta. I know that he lives in Houston now. I think it's just her career's taking off and she thinks she can do better. And also, because she was kind of, down on her luck when she was on Atlanta marrying him. And now that, the tide has rise, she's like, let me get on.
There has been an update, though, on this story. The guy's name is Michael Sterling. And he came out to say that he's going to fight for his marriage after Eva filed for divorce. He says in a statement provided to the Jasmine brand, "I am not going to lose my wife. I am going to fight for her with every fiber in my being. I love her and I plan to show her how much I love her and that our love is strong enough to get to the other side."
I mean, 5 years.
He's not that bad looking.
He looks like a penguin. If a penguin morphed into a human being, I imagine that's what it would look like.
Okay, I kind of see it. What happened? Because Eva was with Kevin McCall. What happened to the point where it's just like, I cannot be with my man anymore?
He could be broke. He's a lawyer, because you're only a politician when you win something. He ain't won nothing, so he ain't a politician. I could see his law practice not going so well. And Eva is, the breadwinner, and I could see her being tired of it. I could see it being financial. I could also see a guy like that being boring.
Especially with Eva's type. I mean, I think she likes a bad boy.
I think Eva likes a bad boy and a bad girl. I think Eva wants to be free.
Yes.
She said it herself. Like this, she said that. She ain't playing. It's not like Rob Dixon lesbonics. Like, she's fessed up.
Not fessed up. Have you been with Missy Elliott? I could not believe. What's her name? Shamia. Shamia. I can't believe she asked her that. Don't even know Eva.
It was a pertinent question.
I think Candy made her do it.
I could see it. I could see it. Well, has Candy been with Missy Elliott? That's a real question.
I don't know.
I wonder. We should start that rumor right now. You heard it here first, allegedly.
Anyway, you saw we just veered off topic, but Eva will be on the Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip 4, so we have something to look forward to.
That's right, because she just had, she was on season 2.
Right, and they brought her and Phaedra back, as well as Vicky and Brandy.
Oh, that's right, but this is Brandy's last season.
And speaking of Brandy, she actually broke her silence the other day, and you can read this in her voice because she is pissed about this situation. She tweeted, "I'm fucking sick of this narrative. I was hired for a second season of Girls Trip because they loved what I did on the first season. I was told to bring the party just like before, and that's exactly what I did, and I was punished for it. It feels like a fucking setup. It's BS, and Caroline was fine. Those are my statements. Yes, I'm pissed off. Yes, this has been life fucking ruining, and I'm not going to be responding to anyone commenting."
Maybe don't touch other people's vaginas. Try that. Because I'm sorry, if you were a man, you would be in jail.
It doesn't matter if everyone was drunk. She could change her mind during it. It still don't matter.
And she wasn't interested from jump. She kept telling you, no, get away from me. What? We've watched you force yourself on people. We've watched you slap people. So we believe it. And there's audio.
And it continues. I am not suing anyone, not Peacock or anyone else for that matter. I can speak on anything I want to speak on. It was at the end of an 18-hour workday at our belly dancing party, and I'd like to see footage on it beforehand, as both myself and Caroline were very intoxicated.
You're fired.
Thank you for your services.
I'm glad that that's the last we'll see of her. I wonder how they're even going to air this season.
Oh, they're going to air it. Peacock ain't going to waste all that money.
That's right. They sent him on a trip.
Right. And I want to see Camille and Alex McCord. I'm I'm interested.
I want to see Alex McCord in her Herman Munster shoes again.
Like, where has she been? Like, she's been off TV for like, I want to say a decade.
She's been in Brooklyn with her gay husband, minding her business.
No, I think they moved to Australia.
Oh.
Because that's where he's from.
Oh. Australia. I wouldn't. I'm afraid of Australia.
Why?
Giant spiders, poisonous spiders, snakes, sharks, all kind of bugs and shit. A 48-hour flight? No.
Not a 48-hour flight.
A 48-hour flight.
I think it's like, one second. I'm just so curious.
It actually is 48 hours because by the time you get there, it's the next day because you lose all this time.
According to Google, the total flight duration from the United States to Australia is 19 hours and 26 minutes.
48 hours. Because then when you get there, it's the next day. You've lost that day. 48 hours.
Well,
you will leave New York on Tuesday and you will arrive there Thursday.
Technically.
I'm not going.
It's like you're time traveling though, but it's in less amount of time.
That's the wrong direction. If I'm going to time travel, we're taking this body back to the 20s.
Oh, goodness. Moving on.
Goodness, if I take that trip, I'll be as old as Beyonce.
Oh, we're definitely moving on now.
Ah!
What are your thoughts on Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip since we're on this topic? What is your thoughts on season 3?
It is a basket of goodies. I was actually sad only one episode came out yesterday. I was hoping they were going to drop another 3. I love it. I love it. I got to say, Portia, you are the queen bee. You were welcome back on Bravo. I would like to see you back on Atlanta, actually. Giselle and everyone else is enjoyable, except for Leah, of course. But I think that Leah, being the young Ramona that she is wonderful because everybody gets to pick at her.
That's the irony, though, because, you know, she was on the season of all these, like, old women, and she was trying to, like, you know, make Ramona seem like she was terrible, but you're a young Ramona.
A young Ramona. That's why they didn't get along. They're just alike. At least Ramona owns her white supremacy. Leah, you won't own it. You have to own it if you're going to heal from it, because you're trying to heal, but you got to own, and you won't. And that's what makes her irritating. That's why she's buddy-buddy with Candace, another non-self-aware heifer who is irritating.
Leah tries to be woke. That's what kind of annoys me. And her calling Giselle neck does not land like Candace saying it. It doesn't.
It doesn't. I was fine with it because she got it from Candace, though. I was like, okay, rep for your friend.
This little alliance between Candace and Leah, I was just like, of course. They're both assholes. The assholes, like, bonded. And I'm like, girl, why are you defending Leah? Like, take it from Ebony K. Williams. That is not the hill to die on. Defending Leah. Like, she just annoys me. And of course, you know, I just dropped my review of episodes 1 through 3. And yeah, I mean, I had a lot to say about Candace because she's just fake to me. Like, you hate Giselle so much. You're warning everyone about her in the house, but you're like kikiing with her. And I'm just like, just keep that same energy. Like, she goes along to get along.
I would also say Candace didn't really have any other option. Nobody wants to hang out with Whitney and Heather. They just seem really, really exhausting. I feel like Alexa and Marisol are a little too mature for her. I think she was going to try to buddy up with Portia, but since Portia and Giselle have worked together before, they already had that little click. So that's all she had was Leah.
But speaking of Portia and Candace, it's just like, why is Candace holding on to Portia being on Monique's side? You know how many people was on Monique's side?
It was 5 years ago. Why do you care? Monique is off the show. She done got on another show and got kicked off that. Girl, move on. You got a whole husband. Worry about that. You got a mama popping you with your purse. Worry about that. Worry about that lying, necky lizard that's trying to ruin your marriage. I can't believe, like, you should have so much heat for Gabrice and Gabrisi for trying to mess with your marriage. You shouldn't have time to think about Monique, who ain't on the show. Monique didn't try to mess with your marriage. Now, she popped you. She popped you good. But she didn't try to mess up your marriage. I'd rather get popped than have somebody mess with my marriage. You can heal from a pop. Your marriage could be broken forever.
I remember when she was giving out those shady ladyboy names or whatever. And I was like, she gives the shady names to the Black girls only. And I'm like, you give Marisol, who drinks every hour on the hour, her name is Crystal Ball? Really? So then I was like, you know what? Let me give Candace some drag names. Molly Whopped, Shanita Beatdown, and a lot of tears. Those are my ladyboy names for her.
Wow.
Just saying.
Oh my God. I feel so unprepared. I should have something. What would my drag name for Candace be?
To be fair, like, this wasn't off the dome for me. Like, this, I said this in my review. So, but yes, I'm looking forward to this season. I do think it's a great cast. I remember earlier that, before like the season started, when the cast was announced, a lot of people were like, oh yeah, it's gonna be boring, but they've been delivering. And then it reminds me of me going to Thailand, because look, I did the elephants, like the boat ride and stuff like that. So yeah.
I remember we did a live and you were just in some vehicle. There were no seatbelts. You were rushing past the jungle. And I was just like, they're going to kill my friend.
Look, and they have bugs out there. Like, there was a big ass roach in those little carts, because that's basically what the cabs are. Like, it's just these guys pedaling as you're in the back. Like, it's like a cart. But it's a fancy looking cart.
Like a rickshaw.
A rickshaw. I gotta Google that.
That's what they're called when you have the carriage behind a bicycle. They used to have them in New York all the time.
I'm a city boy from New Orleans, so that's just not my ministry.
Oh yeah, they had them in the city. I'd like to shout out Chris for editing this episode so I can get to other episodes and not drive myself crazy. And I'm sure you too have someone on your team that works tirelessly behind the scenes to bring it all together. And you know who else helps you do that? Stamps.com, and they've been doing it for the past 25 years. And with Stamps.com, you'll get savings on shipping like you just wouldn't believe. All you need is your computer and your printer right at your house. Stamps.com will even send you a scale, so you'll have everything you need to start. If you need package pickup, you can schedule it through your Stamps.com dashboard. And if you sell products online, Stamps.com connects with every major marketplace and shopping cart. Running a business ain't cheap. So when you need to fulfill orders, you can get up to 84% off of USPS and UPS rates with Stamps.com. They've been doing this for 25 years, giving you access to USPS and UPS services you need from your computer anytime, day or night. No traffic, no post office, no waiting.
So set your business up for success when you get started with Stamps.com today. Sign up with promo code ROSE for a special offer that includes a 4-week trial plus free postage and a free digital scale. No long-term commitments or contracts. Just go to Stamps.com, click the microphone at the top of the page, and enter code ROAST.
Let's get to the housewives of Beverly Hills, because I hear we have a new Black lady that will be joining us this season.
Yes, so in addition to Garcelle, we have Anne Marie Wiley, and she's married to a retired NFL player. And I mean, she checked out when I first saw her. I was like, oh, okay, I can see this. I mean, look, we can integrate some more.
And isn't she a nurse anesthesiologist?
He's an anesthesiologist.
I mean, that's a smooth 350, 400,000.
And she's Kyle's neighbor, and I hear that Kyle will be bringing her on.
Okay, well, we know she got a nice house, because if you live, I'll say this about Kyle, they stay in some nice houses, even if she had to steal her sisters to get them. See, we got more sisters stealing from sisters.
Well, here goes the bad news because I got some tea and it looks like she's a supporter of Candace Owens allegedly. Allegedly. And then it's alleged that they had something negative to say about Dwayne Wade's daughter. So I'm just like, oh my goodness, Bravo.
Fired, fired, fired. It's curdled. It's curdled.
But you know what? I'm gonna still give her a chance. The thing is, like, we will read you. It don't matter that you black. I will read you still. I'm gonna give her a chance. Let her film. Like, that's her personal life, and this is all alleged, y'all. This is just what I heard in the street.
She's on Housewives. She's selling her personal life.
Like, that's why I don't want to be on a reality show, because people will go back into your history, your logs. Like, I got to make sure, like, I wipe everything clean.
Oh, you see, I did that with my Twitter. What I did was I got another account. I basically put my new account over my old account so you can't access the old tweets. It's impossible. You can't look it up because anything you look up with I am Alex Rodgers is the new I am Alex Rodgers. I only have like 1,000 followers. Yeah, because I used to cut up. Oh, I used to cut up on Twitter. I mean, cut up. I mean, really cut up. Anybody remembers this channel 10 years ago when we could really cuss? And I mean cuss. We was cussing. Now we're sanitized for daytime. The show is still funny. We don't have to curse that much to be funny because we are intelligent. But back when I could really say in this and in that, ooh, girl, it was real Richard Pryor, real blue comedy. Those were the days. But yeah, I used to do that on Twitter too. I was like, once we got sponsors, I had to get rid of that.
Yeah, because nobody wants to get to that certain point and it's a grand opening, grand closing.
Over some crap you said 10, 15 years ago. I was probably drunk.
Speaking of grand opening, grand closing, this Jonathan Majors stuff, it's very disappointing, y'all. Very disappointing.
And then he released the text messages, which didn't seem to do what he wanted them to do. Child, shh. Go hide until it's time to do press for your movie. That's all I can say to him.
He had 3 movies out at the same time. You're at the peak of your career. You have a Marvel contract that guarantees you to be in the next like 4 or 5 movies.
Child, it don't guarantee. You could tell that to Sissy Lulu.
Sissy Lulu.
Terrence Howard.
Oh, why is he Sissy Lulu?
He's Lucius from Empire. Sissy Lulu.
Oh, Lord.
The way he used to undulate in those smoking jackets.
Anyway, but I hope they don't take him off of Marvel. But look, if they do, then people are going to say, well, what about Ezra Miller, who was on Flash, and they still kept him? So you
DC doesn't count because ain't nobody going to see that. You can't compare Marvel and DC. That's like comparing Bravo to WeTV. Shit's gonna go on at WeTV that would never go on at Bravo because no one is watching. It is Katy Perry's Witness. Nobody saw it.
But it's been starting already. Like, someone took a video of there was promotion on 2 big buildings of Creed. And on one building was Michael B. Jordan and the other one was Jonathan Majors. So then they caught a video of them covering up Jonathan Majors' photo for the next movie that's coming out, but they left Michael B. Jordan's picture still on the building. So it's starting already.
You might get Nate Parker.
You choked out a white woman.
Yeah, you might get Nate Parker. One, you choked out a woman. We can take race out of it. Why you, this 5'11", 475-pound muscle, why are you hitting a woman, period? If she was black, I'd still be pissed.
Well, yeah. The only reason I bring up race is because of the historical optics of the situation. That's all. Like, of course, I would be like just as angry if it was a black woman, probably even more angry.
But I was just saying, like, he shouldn't be hitting women, period. Go hit Michael B. Jordan. Go hit him. Y'all was fighting, having a fair fight. You want to fight somebody? Go fight somebody like him. That's a fair fight.
And the text messages, it just seemed like she was sorry for reporting him, but it did happen. It just didn't make sense. Like, basically, she took his phone, and that's when he just, like, I guess saw red. And I think the strangulation part was really just like what really done him in. The final nail in the coffin will be if the pictures leak.
Oh, Lord, if there are pictures. Or I'm surprised nobody caught this on their Ring doorbell, because this happened like in Brooklyn. And you know, they're in good Brooklyn. They're not out in Brownsville. So I know there were cameras around. Somebody's scouring for footage.
Oh yeah, TMZ is on it. I don't know how they get their information so fast, but they looking for it.
They pay. That's how they get their information so fast. I mean, that guy that sold the Beyonce video to them is still retired at an island somewhere. I just wish we had audio.
Oh yeah.
What were they arguing about? And why did she marry that camel? I mean, of all the attractive men in the world, and you had to marry that. And he has thin calves.
I think a lot of women don't care about attractiveness.
I guess she doesn't. But then again, her father's ugly, so it's what she grew up with.
We are not.
Matthew Knowles is hideous. Now, Tina is a true natural beauty. Ain't nobody talking about. Now, Tina doesn't have style, but she is a true natural beauty. But Matthew Knowles is ugly, and we all know it.
I'm not doing this with you.
But you are, Blanche. You are.
We're going back to Beverly Hills. So, in addition to the new questionable Black edition, Kim Richards is back filming.
Yes. Oh my God, yes. I love Kim Richards. I love her new face. She got some great work done. I want to know who her surgeon is and who her skin people are, because they made her look young again. And you normally can't do that with white women. Once, you know, the youth goes from their skin, it's gone forever.
Denise Richards has been filming. Exactly. Camille Grammer, she's been at the party too. I like Camille still, even though I'm gonna ignore the fact that she's a Republican, but she does.
That's why her house burned down. That's why her house burned down. I am so happy, and I wish she was in it. I wish she was in it. The house you forgot to pack yourself up in the house, heifer. You should have burned up with it. I'm going to say it loud and say it proud. And Camille Grammer is a horrible person. That's why her husband left her. Like, there's a reason these things are happening. Her man got with another woman and got away from her as fast as he could. He took a job on Broadway so he wouldn't have to look up in her face. That's why her man left, and that's why her house burned down. She deserved every bit of it. Bad things happening to Republicans, I'm not surprised. Happy Indictment Day.
This is Kaya, y'all. C.S. Madison. Anything, let me just preface this with saying that anything Alex says, that is his thoughts. That is not what I think. I did not say any of that, okay? I did not say any of that. I do not endorse any of that.
I didn't endorse it. Did I make her husband leave her? I didn't sleep with Kelsey Grammer. I had nothing to do with the demise of her marriage. Did I light the match at her house and burn it down? Never even been on her property. I didn't do anything to the heifer. I'm just pointing out bad things happening to Republicans. Just pointing it out.
Moving on, Teddy had to say on her 2 Ps in a podcast with Tamra that producers asked her to film Housewives of Beverly Hills. Can she leave us alone? Leave us alone, Teddy. Nobody wants you here. You don't even go here. Stop. Just stop.
Garcelle said it best. She is a gnat of a woman.
She really is. Like, you got fired for a reason. No one likes you.
You're boring. Now, your husband was cute. That was the only reason you was there. Your husband is cute. You have lived your life on men's coattails, from your daddy to your man.
I don't think her man is cute whatsoever.
You know, compared to her.
He looks like he's struggling with a midlife crisis.
Oh, I thought you were going to say addiction, which I would believe. He got that meth jaw. Whenever a jaw is that sharp at that age, I see issues. But that, you know, I'm not saying it's true, allegedly, but that's what I see. I see a little meth jaw.
Chris Brown has that same jaw.
Mm-hmm. It's cocaine. Cocaine, cocaine. You see, I've got healthy fat in my face because I don't have addiction issues. I mean, other than food. I got a sandwich and sushi sitting right here off camera. A liverwurst sandwich and some nigiri sushi. Why does
Y'all,
it look oh my God. Oh, it's the green screen effect. I was like, why does my salmon look green? It doesn't, it's pink in real life, but when you put it closer to the camera, that's crazy.
I see it. Y'all, this might be our last show, but I just want to say that I've loved being on Pop Roast, but if they snatch us off because of comments, that's why.
Oh God. I was like, wait, what?
We're going to lose all our sponsors.
No.
So last, did you see this all-black version of Summer House that's going to premiere on Bravo after Real Housewives of Atlanta?
I cannot wait. They have been doing Summer House and Winter House pretty much all white, and I've never tuned in. I am here for it. I'm here for the rich history of the Black people in Martha's Vineyard. I'm here for this new cast. I'm so glad everyone is beautiful. Everybody's beautiful. I am here for it. The house is fabulous. I love to see Black opulence. I'm going to be reviewing it thoroughly. I think that this is going to be a new big franchise for them. I think this will take Summer House from a filler show to putting it on the map.
Okay. I'm very familiar with Black people going to Martha's Vineyard. It's kind of like the uppity Blacks. I remember being invited. It was just like, too many straights. That's what I literally told my friend. I feel like I know a few people who know some people on the cast, but I'm gonna check it out and see. Sometimes I don't like straight people drama. Like, are there any gay people on this cast?
There is one. He's an activist.
Okay. Maybe that's the one who knows one of my friends, but I'll see. I'm gonna tune in and check it out. You know, they needed something for Black Bravo Sunday nights.
They really did. And since I don't know why they're not aligning Atlanta with Beverly Hills, but well, no, Beverly Hills always comes on like when Atlanta's maybe like a month and a half or 2 months in. So if the Atlanta premiere is the 7th of May, then the Beverly Hills premiere will probably be mid to late June because they're still filming.
Well, here's what happened. Remember when Atlanta used to be in the fall? They changed it because the season was so trash. So then they put them on pause for a minute, and it took a longer time for them to come back. So they went back in the spring, and now May and like going into summer is when Atlanta goes, and then Potomac now has Atlanta's spot in the fall.
Okay.
So Beverly Hills and Potomac usually run around the same time.
Oh, that's true.
So
that is true. I wonder, well, because we know Atlanta's going to be on until November.
No, like they're probably going to have like what? That's 20 weeks at least. So May, June, July, August. Like August, like right before Labor Day will be like the season finale and the reunion. I could see that.
They're going to remember they always take a couple of weeks off. They're going to take a week off for 4th of July. There's always some crap that happens where, oh, Housewives isn't on this week.
I can see them lasting from May to September. That's a long ass time.
And then we have a 3 or 4 part reunion. So the reunion is its own month.
In the can right now in Bravo, you have Housewives of Atlanta, and then OC. I feel like Jersey's about to come to an end in like a month. No, I'm kind of interested in OC just a little bit.
They're just such ugly people. They're ugly on the inside and they're ugly on the out. I just can't sit and look at a crone for 41 minutes. And Vicki Gunvalson is a crone. She is. She steals children in the dead of night to stay alive, allegedly. I'm telling you, she's a crone.
Let me look up crone and just see what that is. What, you mean like a Cronenberg?
Oh my God.
What is a crone? Jesus. It's the dictionary crone. An ugly old woman. Oh my God.
And sometimes they have magical powers, sometimes they don't.
It's basically an old and bad-tempered woman.
That's Vicky Gunvalson.
Yeah, like,
She is a textbook crone.
let me just read this for y'all. This is on Wikipedia. In folklore, a crone is an old woman who may be characterized as disagreeable, malicious, or sinister in manner, often with magical or supernatural associations that can make her either helpful or obstructive. As a character type, the crone shares characteristics with the hag. Oh my God. All right, we need to end now. I think we've been here long enough. We've been offensive long enough.
Oh my God. Thank you for that reading.
This has been a wacky show. I will see you sooner than Latasha sees forgiveness.
And I'll see you sooner than Drew sees a happy marriage.
That's mean.
Y'all already divorced and it ain't mean. We've all agreed the marriage was shit since they came on the show, him running off to Tampa. Once she's divorced, she can find somebody. Hopefully not, just don't take Kenya with you, because Lord, she'll introduce you to one loser after another.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.